Listen, man, this is the video, man, I've been waiting to do for a minute because, I've always looked at that to be a problem. The whole notion of a woman being perfect just because of her looks. I was always against that. I always felt like that was some thirsty, just old man shit. Like, oh, she looks so good, I'll just do anything for her. The thirst is real, It's like I gotta have her, just because of her beauty. You understand? And like what I noticed, as a young boy, without even, men telling me was that a lot of okay, it was a lot of things I always seen naturally that beautiful girls lacked, you know? Sympathy, I can go down the list, effort, just in terms of in a relationship. I can go down the list of things that pretty women, or you could say a woman that's an 8, 9, or a 10, you know, lack. Just because a woman is beautiful doesn't mean she has everything else checked out. So, with that being said, we just gonna jump straight into it, man. Shout out to It's Complicated, the channel, man. I don't know if it's one person. I know it's one person, his voice. I know it's just one man asking questions. But I don't know if it's a group of people. Whatever the case, whatever the scenario is, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all been grinding for a minute. I'm so happy y'all at 100,000 subscribers. Please go to that channel and please subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe as well as this channel. Like, share, and subscribe um this channel, man. Please hit the Cash App is Love Alien Blood. The Cash App is Love Alien Blood. And I'm not gonna hold you no longer.
Who is better at self-improvement, men or women?
Sorry. Fair use, fair use.
Who is better at self-improvement, men or women?
Women.
Self-improvement, definitely women.
Okay, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
Tens across the board.
10,
Oh, period.
Okay, isn't saying you're a 10 admitting there's no room for improvement?
No.
No, not.
Boom. Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking is. That's the point of being a 10. A 10 is equivalent to 100. That's the same thing if someone's asking you, you know, rate me one out of a 10. That's the same thing if you asking a person, um, what am I, 10 through 100? That's the same thing. It pretty much signifies completion. That's what 10 signifies. There's no number pretty much in the what's how they call that? Please someone put it in the comments. But out the 1 through 10, 10 is that's the highest number. It's like pretty much perfection. So when a woman says she's a 10, she's only lying to herself because no woman is a 10. So we're gonna just start this, conversation off just right. Because I'm so happy he's asking these questions. Now I have to rewind it back so I can hear these questions, look at these reactions, and look how confident these women are. Because in their mind, and this is why I hate the whole notion that you can be a 10. Because these women are going just off of looks and how they feel. This has nothing to do with effort or what you bring to the table, who you are as a person, what you represent. These women can literally be prostitutes, and they're just telling you, "Oh, I'm a 10. I'm a perfect woman," off of looks. But let's just rewind it back a little bit.
Who is better at self-improvement, men or women?
Women.
Self-improvement,
Women.
definitely women.
Okay, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
Tens across the board.
10,
Oh, period.
Okay, isn't saying you're a 10 admitting there's no room for improvement?
No.
No, not at all.
Isn't the first step towards improvement admitting you're not perfect?
You're right.
Yes.
We were perfect.
We just said
We
we
said
were
we're
a 10.
tens.
That doesn't. You didn't say that being on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect.
Correct.
Bam! If you were ultimately right, why are you giving him an excuse? What are you breaking down right now? This is how dumbfounded we have made our women. She actually don't even realize what he asked her. This how deep this is. Listen to the whole dialogue. Listen to what he answered. Listen to what he asked her, and listen to what she answers to and what she describes to him. She's basically telling him what he just told her. This is awesome, guys. Come on.
Across the board. Oh, period.
Listen. This is please clip it. Clip this.
Who is better at self-improvement, men or women?
Women.
Self-improvement,
Women.
definitely women.
Okay, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
And before we even go further, that's false. Men are way more into self-improvement than women can ever be. Remember, most women don't have to improve on shit, especially if they got a body. That's especially if they have a body. Even if they have a little tiny body, like a little bit, somewhat of a body, they still don't have to improve. Just put on a little bit of makeup and find a few suckers. Real talk. This is why these women right here that we looking up on the screen, they're basic women. I wouldn't put none of them even past a 7. Let alone an 8, 9, or 10. They're not in the elite class of women. I always say this. 8, 9s, and 10s are in the elite class of women. These women are not elite. But yet, they will tell you off rip, with no hesitation, they're in that class.
Tens across the board. Oh, period.
Okay, isn't saying you're a 10 admitting there's no room for improvement?
No.
No, not at all.
Isn't the first step towards improvement admitting you're not perfect?
You're right.
Yes. We were perfect. We just said
We
we
said
were
we're tens.
That doesn't. You didn't say that being on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect.
Facts.
Well, what would be...
Talk about. And then the Spanish bitch gonna say, oh yeah, then that makes me a 12. Everybody knows on a scale of 1 through 10, 10 is perfect, bro. Who don't know that? Like, hold on. Somebody put it in the chat. If you ever was somewhere and someone said, rate something 1 through 10, or somewhere in that conversation that you ever thought that 10 couldn't be perfect. There's no scenario you could bring up. You could say, oh, well, rate this 1 through 10, and 10 is not going to be perfect in that scenario. Like, who don't think that, bro? Like, what? Like, Dad, listen to what she just said. I didn't know 10 means perfect. What? That's like saying 100 doesn't mean perfect. Well, what does 100 mean to you? What does 1 through 10 mean to you? I'm really lost on that now. Wow. This is how much we have lied to women and convinced them that they can live in a fantasy. She has to question what's perfect or what's 1 through 10.
What would be perfect then? On a scale of 1 to 10?
There is no perfect, really.
Isn't the first step towards
That's the
improvement
point.
admitting you're not perfect?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
So then why would you admit that you're a 10, which is perfect?
Because you should feel in your own way that
yeah,
you are perfect,
you
because
should
that's
embrace
confidence.
that, because that's manifesting that.
Yeah, but you're technically lying to yourself. I do agree with you, ladies. I'm not against y'all. You have a solid point that you should always boost yourself, and have that confidence of becoming better. But at the same time, you have to have a realistic approach. If you're a 6 or a 7, or even a 5, better yet, you're not in the elite class of people. And it's really hard to get into the elite class of people. And for you to just say, well, I can basically fake the funk. I could, portray my life to be them. That's wrong. And that's why so many women out here can't get a good man, can't be in real relationships, because you're doing things in a false way, looking for real results. Please clip that. You're doing false things, basically fake things, to get real results. That'll never work.
You are a 10.
12.
Isn't saying you're a 12 admitting there's no room for improvement?
Ooh, you got me.
No.
Duh.
No, that doesn't.
Because, I mean,
No.
You gotta
Yeah.
speak in the microphone.
That's count.
He got her. Only the silly bitch next to her, if she ain't utter a word, she would have had her. Because she know that's the ultimate truth. No woman on this planet, I don't care how bad you are, no woman on this planet can say she's a 12 and truly believe it in her heart. Most women have a problem really believing that they're 10. They bang that confidence in their head because of how many men have left them, how many men have done them wrong. So they just feel like, oh, I'm strong enough to be perfect now. I'm strong. I've went through 50 wars. I've been declined 30 times. That's real talk. I done dealt with a good portion of hood hoes. That's really how they operate. Oh, I've been pushed away 30 times. Oh, look at me, I'm strong. I raised my kid on my own. I'm strong. And the point of me saying that is that, you can't have this illusion of independence. And I'm going to do a great lecture on it, man. A great lecture on it, because it has to be,
because that's manifesting
it has to be looked
that
at.
you are a 10.
12.
Isn't saying you're a 12 admitting there's no room for improvement?
Ooh,
Bam.
got me.
No.
No, that doesn't.
Because, I mean, the universal.
First of all, look at this bitch right here. How are you even arguing this? You not even a 7. I'm going to keep it 100. Shorty that's talking with this yellow and black shirt on, you not even a 7. How you arguing that a woman can be perfect? Like, no. Listen, like, really look at this whole scenario. Really look at
You
it.
gotta speak in the microphone.
It's a universal scale. We're talking about like 20, right?
Right.
So like, there's always room for improvement. We just think highly of ourselves,
Yeah.
but there's always room for
What?
improvement. We just think highly of ourselves.
Well, isn't
Universally, you could be a 20. Wow. This is why I had to make this video, man. This is why. Matter of fact, let me play this back for you, but so you can literally hear and feel the delusion. Listen to this.
you're a 12 admitting there's no room for improvement?
Ooh, you got me.
Sure
No.
is.
No, that doesn't.
Because, I mean, the universal scale.
You gotta
Yeah.
speak in the microphone.
It's a universal scale. We're talking about like 20, right?
Right.
So like, there's always room for improvement. We just think highly of ourselves,
Yeah.
but there's always room for improvement. We just think highly of ourselves.
Well, isn't the first step towards improvement admitting you're not perfect?
No, it just means that there's room to grow, right? Yes.
It just means that
the
there's always
room to grow. I didn't say we're perfect. We just said we think highly of ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, but how highly is too highly?
There's
Never.
not.
They always put their fucking foot in their own mouth. If you just said, y'all said y'all wasn't perfect, right? Why would you argue for her being a 12? Because 12, look, if a man asks you, what do you 1 through 10, and you tell him a 12, how can you argue that there's room for improvement? And then on top of that, no, you didn't argue that there's room for improvement. You agreed that there's room for improvement, and then you said, oh, well, we never said we was perfect. You can't argue this that she's a 12 then. That's the point of the conversation. That's why he's even asking you these questions. You can't argue for her when she says she's a 12. If you just say y'all not perfect, like, we got to do better as society. Come on, man. And you're definitely not. You're like a solid 6. I'm gonna keep it honest. Shorty with the big teeth and the big mouth. You're like a solid 6. And you're arguing for a woman that's maybe a 4. She's maybe a 4. Like, no, this is the society we live in. A 6 is arguing for a 4 that thinks she's a 12. Then on top of that, when you break it down to both of them, the 6 admits, finally, when you break it down to her, she comes to the conclusion that, oh, we're not perfect. That's all we trying to tell you from fucking beginning. That's why this conversation is so big and heavy, because that's the conclusion. No woman is perfect. So all this notion that women are 10s, niggas gotta stop that shit. I don't want to hear no more men saying women are 10s, because first off, like how I've always thought, most pretty women, a lot of them really don't have like real personalities. I'm gonna keep it 100. I've always said that. And that takes away from you a whole lot. If you have no personality, that takes away from you a lot. Like, share, and subscribe, man.
There's not a limit.
People have been wondering, but it's really what Lindsay's gotten into.
Fair use.
But how highly is too highly?
There's not a limit. There's not a limit. There's not a limit.
Too much.
You know, there's not a level to where I think so highly of myself that it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Wow.
I think everybody should think highly of themselves.
You should too.
Delusion. Just look at them. Look. Just look at them. Look at her. And look at the other bitch. Just look at them right now. Fucking bugged out. Fucking bugged. There's no limit to rating yourself. That's what you're saying? This is wrong with the fucking world. You can just look in the sky and say, oh, I'm any number that's in the sky. Oh my God.
all the way
Yep.
out in outer
You
space.
should have the
Look.
most confidence
High in the sky.
What is more attractive to you? Somebody that's down to earth and doesn't take themselves too seriously, or somebody who walks around and thinks they're all that?
I like both. I mean, no, I would.
It's like a mixture of both.
It's like it is a mixture of both. You want someone who thinks highly of themselves, but
Also knows how to. Yeah.
Well, how can you be both? Aren't they
It's
contradictions?
very possible.
Yeah,
Look
it
at that one. Like, I think highly of myself, and I'm hella goofy and down to earth at the same time.
Sam.
And I'm single, so
But we know that we're not. But also,
I'm so happy she said that last part. That's why I had to rewind that. She said all that shit to say, I'm single. She said all that shit. I'm goofy. I'm bipolar. I'm this. I'm that. I'm single. Listen to it again.
knows how to. Yeah.
Well, how can you be both? Aren't they contradictions?
It's very possible.
They
I
are.
look at that one. Like, I think highly of myself, and I'm hella goofy and down to earth at the same time. And I'm single, so
But we know that we're not
Sad.
better than anybody else.
Okay, is it possible to improve without taking accountability?
no. Yeah, no. You have to be self-aware and accountable for
What's the last mistake you took accountability for?
Damn.
The last
Nothing.
mistake I took
Probably
accountability for always being late.
Talk about, did you hear the pause? Hold on, I gotta see their face again. Did you see the pause after the question? Because accountability is not even in their spirit. If it was when something's in your spirit, it just comes straight out. You feel me? It just, feel me? Like jerk out. Like, cause it's you. You don't have to betray it. You don't have to look for it.
anybody else.
Okay, is it possible to improve without taking accountability?
No.
Yeah,
You have to be self-aware and accountable for
What's the last mistake you took accountability for?
Stop.
Damn.
Damn.
The last mistake I took
Probably
accountability for?
always being late.
Okay. Why is it often said that women are notoriously late?
Because
It take a long time to look good, boo.
yeah. Like we have so much to do. We have to like do our hair, our makeup.
Procrastination.
Yeah.
Procrastination, basically. See, sometimes I love a real bitch. Even though they ain't shit. Like all three of these women ain't shit put together. They ain't one shit. All three of these bitches right here ain't one piece of shit. I love when a bitch can be real to you, you know, and like be straight up to you. You feel me? Like straight up like a wall, nigga. Stand up to you like a wall. Just you feel me? Because the other bitch, she was sitting there giving you all types of other dumbass excuses. That bitch just straight up came up to you. Procrastination. Procrastination. That's what it is. Yeah, that about right. I was procrastinating because that's what it is. You put on all this shit that most men don't really give a fuck about. Most men don't care about all this colorful hair, long ass nails, these sunglasses, all this makeup. Most men just don't care about all this shit, these lip glosses. Men don't care about this shit. Especially if you just naturally, you know, have good skin, you don't have no acne like that. You feel me? Like you have a nice body, you feel me, natural good hair. A man naturally just want to fuck with you like that. I'm just being straight up. Like all this shit right here, this is for women that get fucked on the weekends. And we got to start talking to women like this because they think they're winning by dressing like this or, you know, reflecting themselves like this. This is why the marriage rate is so low. A lot of women are dressing up like this, and most men don't want it. Even if we walked outside and seen this Spanish woman and thought she was highly attractive, or walked outside and seen this black woman and thought she was highly attractive, we wouldn't take them serious. Because naturally in our mind, we know that's not what we want. Yeah, you might be attractive. Matter of fact, these women are just like junk food. You know you ain't supposed to be eating that junk food. When you get on a diet, you feel me, you moving the right way, you start doing things differently. But we got to jump back into this.
Well, why not just start getting ready earlier?
Procrastination.
Okay. If you were on a first date, how long would you wait for a man who was late?
Not
I wouldn't wait. If you're late,
honestly, past
10 minutes.
I would say if they're communicating with me,
Yeah.
I give it
Yeah.
10 minutes.
With communication,
I give it like 10,
it's
15
fine.
minutes.
Yeah, if they're communicating.
As long as there's like letting me know what's up.
Okay. When preparing for a special night out on the town, how much consideration do you give towards being on time?
None. I have 15 minutes to make it to a club, and I still got to go change and get ready.
Zero.
Zero? Why is it often said that women are notoriously late?
Because they
we
take
have more
fucking
stuff.
hours
No,
to get
we
dressed.
have more
They
stuff
want
to
do
do.
eyelashes,
We have more stuff to do.
Preach.
All they have
They want
to do is take a
feet,
shower.
nails, hands.
Preach.
They want
Shower
to wax
and
that
get dressed.
coochie
We
before
got
they
way more
get
shit to
out.
do.
They want to do all
We
type of
have
shit.
way more shit to do. They don't have nothing to do besides take a shower. Hair already cut. Throw an outfit on.
I'm so happy she said it just like that. Y'all have so much shit to do that y'all don't have to do. That's the real talk. Please, please, please hit the like button for this, man. Y'all do so much shit that y'all don't have to do. We don't tell y'all to do those things. Y'all take it upon yourself to do those things, and then y'all make us pay for it. Men don't ask you for purple wigs. We talking about most men. We not talking about, you know, the little group of men that you deal with on the weekends or the niggas that slide you when they slide you. We talking about most men that want to take you serious and be in a relationship with you. They're not asking you to go buy purple hair. to go get claws, the long fingernails. They're not. What man? Please. I'll debate him. Please bring him to my channel. Most men do not want a woman with purple hair or claws. 8 pounds of makeup. But I'm so happy she just straight up said that. Like, we have a lot to do. We do a lot. And, you know, I do agree with women. They do. They do a lot. I don't know why, but yeah, they do. But let's jump back into it.
We're just always late because we do so much when we're trying to get somewhere. Like when we're getting ready, we dance and sing, and it's like we haven't done anything.
Okay. I often hear the excuse to be fashionably late, right? Why is fashionably late a thing when women are capable of being on time for a job?
I don't think it's an excuse.
Why do modern women have more of a problem submitting to a husband than they do submitting to an employer?
What was the question?
In other words, why do women think they are free when they serve their employers, but slaves when they serve their husband and children?
Because the employers give us money. Our husbands give us headaches.
So men don't give you money? I thought men were providers.
They are, but I know for sure.
Jack here just found
Fair
his
use,
fit
fair
at
use,
SmokeLondon.com.
fair use.
But I know for sure I'm gonna get paid on the 1st and 15th. I don't know with him.
Wow.
Okay. What's one thing you wish men understood better about women?
Hold on. And going back to the last woman, that was the nigga you picked, boo. Straight up, that's the nigga you picked. If you don't know your nigga getting money on the 1st and the 15th, boo, that's on you. Don't blame that on every nigga now.
Catcalling, it's not appreciated.
There's a difference from being creepy and then just trying
Charming.
to being charming.
And complimenting. Catcalling is not complimenting.
It's not a compliment.
What does the behavior of approaching a woman respectfully look like?
It looks like a man coming up to you and just giving you literally a normal compliment. Like your outfit.
And also probably talking to you about yourself other than talking to you about your looks and what you look like.
Instead of being like, damn, girl, that.
I definitely agree with Shorty in the middle. I always hated guys that walked up to women and gave them compliments. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100, and that's why I never believed in the notion of a 10. Also, because shout out to the woman in the red. I mean, woman with the red hair. You got to get to know a woman. Like, I feel like there's so many things that men don't know about pretty women. You know, that you need to find out that would actually change your whole perception on pretty women. Like, pretty women are just human people. That's why the whole notion of a 10 or a perfect woman, how is she perfect? What makes her perfect? Are you just going on her looks? Because I feel like you got to sleep with her, you got to be with her, like you just going to like have sex with her and then run away? Like, because to me, like, that's my point of this whole conversation. Like, I'm so happy she brought that up. When you're getting to know a person, just like Shorty with the red hair, I would say off of looks, she look like a solid 7. Maybe even you can even push for an 8. Most guys probably might go crazy over Shorty with the red hair. But the point is that you don't even know her. She could probably be your worst nightmare. But you wouldn't know that because you looked at her looks and said, oh, Shorty's an 8. She's almost damn near perfect. She got to be worth it. So our whole mindset has to change this year in terms of, matter of fact, I want people to even eliminate the whole concept of 1 through 10. We're going to see on this channel, we're going to make sure it's 1 through 9. Seriously. We're judging women on this channel 1 through 9 because no woman is perfect, just like no man is perfect. They might be worth it, but no man is perfect. So we're going to leave it at that. Because like this video, this is the proof that women could just admit that they're a 10 without no repercussion, no thoughts of you know, just the mindset of even being a perfect woman. Even the questions that they were asked, they were stumbling, hitting roadblocks. If you're a perfect woman, you're supposed to be so straightforward and legit, so quick, so persistent. You understand? Like you can't, y'all bitches on playtime. The bitches in this video that say they are a 10 or better or 12, whatever, you're on playtime. You probably not even in, you're not even in a conversation to probably even be a wife, let alone elite woman, a 8, 9, or a 10. I can always still throw in 10 because I do have even a vision of a 10. But I still feel like it's really hard to come by nowadays. I feel like a 10 did exist, but I feel like it don't exist now. In 2022, a 10 does not exist. Hell no. And that's another lecture I'm gonna also have too. Please jump in the comments. Because I want to know if I should talk about that. Like, does a 10 exist in 2022? I have great reasons to believe it doesn't. I have great reasons to believe a 10 does not exist in 2022. But let's jump back into it.
Yes, it's fat. How about be like, wow, like you're a beautiful woman.
Makeup looks nice.
Yeah,
Something like that, other than complimenting your physical.
If a man gives you a compliment and a woman gives you a compliment, does it have different meaning to you if it's the exact same compliment?
Yes. If a woman gives it to me, then it means way more. If a man gives it to me,
I'm like, a compliment from a man means literally nothing, but a compliment from a woman
means a lot.
Now that's
Everything.
something.
So what advice would you give to a man who maybe wants to come up and say something nice without being perceived as creepy?
Approach a woman nicely, say, I just want to let you know you're beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, instead of just like, maybe you could,
Or
if she's into it, if she's into it, stand there, wait a second. But if you could tell she's like, then walk away.
Also, go into it like not thinking that you're gonna
Get something out of it.
Yeah, get her right away.
Yeah.
Do women often find attractive men cute and romantic when an ugly one doing the...
People have been wondering, what's that into Lindsay? But it's really
Fair use, fair use.
what Lindsay's gotten into, Planet Fitness.
doing the exact same thing as creepy?
Honestly, yes. It's probably rude, but yes.
So then isn't it entirely subjective?
Yes.
So then if so, why should a guy even bother trying to be romantic unless the woman already shows interest?
Well, I think it depends on the girl also. Like, it depends on who you are.
If an ugly man came up to me and was like, you're beautiful, I'd be like, thank you so
Well,
much.
aren't you also saying that it depends on the guy?
Yeah, it depends on the.
It does.
But
I'm gonna be
like she
honest.
said, like if an ugly guy comes up to me and is like, "Oh, like you look very beautiful," then
Someone that she thinks ugly, but let's say I don't think they're ugly, that's the difference. So like attractive.
Everyone
is a
has-
scale.
Yeah,
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Women will often say things like, all men cheat or men only want one thing. Are women more likely to accept negative generalizations about men than they are about women?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think so because a lot of guys are different. There is like a 50% of them that are like good, like they're really nice and respectful, but there's other like ones that just don't have that. And they do whatever the fuck they want and
Okay.
act a fool.
Okay. But why is it when it comes to calling out female behavior, it depends on the woman?
Because women are weird as well.
Yeah, women do the same shit. There's some shicey ass girls out here in Vegas,
Thank you.
especially.
Okay, yeah. A lot of them are on my channel, but you're not one of them, so. If women don't need men, why do women date men?
For their own pleasure.
What do you mean?
We don't need them, but we want them.
We want the attention. We like the attention.
I don't know, maybe procreation, boredom, the need to not be alone.
Well, why not just date a woman?
Look, I do that, so I don't know.
Okay, why not just date a woman?
Because I'm not into
Different
that.
attention.
Okay, so why do women date men?
Because they have a penis.
Okay.
That's golden. That's golden. That's why you men, I always urge you And so I always tell you, don't date. Do not date. That is golden. Do you hear what she just said? That shit was so golden and perfect. I don't even feel like playing it back. I feel like that moment was so perfect, I don't even feel like playing it back. You ever have a moment so rare, like so golden, you just like, yo, that shit was, whoo, this shit was epic. Like, I just feel like, whoo, you feel me? So it's like, you gotta realize, you're in control of everything you do. This is why this conversation has to be had. I'm so happy these women just straight up admitted it. They're using you for your penis. That's the only reason why women date you. This is why I beg men, don't date. Whatever you want out of a woman, you can get it out of her. Just being her friend, just being a regular man in her life. You don't have to be in a committed relationship, fake the funk, fall in love. You don't have to do all these things to get what you want out of a woman. And if you have to, it's shame on you. What I really want to teach this year is the point of being strong, as a man. And this has nothing to do with a woman. This has something to do with, shout out to Minister Jab. It's called dick discipline. And this is exactly what we need. We need dick discipline. Because this is proof that women are just using most men. Out here having fun, falsifying who they are, trying to get something from nothing. Like, most of these women just really want to put on a tight dress, put on some makeup, and get something from nothing. That's real talk. These women just sat here and literally laughed about using guys just for their penis. They will use your resources, use your money, use your time, use your heart, just for penis. Both of these women just laughed it off. These women not even highly attractive women. They're not highly attractive women, and they're sitting there joking about using your time, your resources, and your love, your heart, your effort, everything from you, nigga. They usurped your spirit, nigga, just for penis. That's why I'm really looking at this from a real, sniper view. Like, you gotta look at this shit from a long distance. Like, a lot of you women are real demonic, man. Because trust and believe, these women ain't just getting sex from a man. They taking his time, his love, his effort. His resources. And this is deep. This is why I really urge you, men, stop running around and just looking at women for looks. Because now you're judging the women according to her looks. So now you got women like this. A woman in a black dress, she probably walks around and thinks she's a 9 all day. Because men just judge her according to her looks. This is why this has to stop. This is an urgent message to the fellas, men, boys. Matter of fact, even girls. At this point, listen up. We have to do better. Stop lying to each other. If someone's a sexual opportunity, that's not a problem. But you can't lie to that person for sex. But let's jump back into it.
So if women want dick, how is that different than men sexually objectifying women?
It's not.
Because women have more feelings. I mean, they do that, but there's feelings
Shut
behind
up.
it. Where men, they just
Shut up.
If women don't need men, why do women date men?
Dick.
Okay, how is
Straight
that different
up.
than men objectifying women sexually?
Damn, that's a good ass question. I don't have an answer.
We really can't provide nothing but pussy. At the end of the day.
I always said that. If a man, I'm so happy she said this. This is golden also. Clip this. If a man is doing everything he has to do in his power, men, please, stop being lazy. Come on. Let's do more. Let's do better. The woman is fucking telling you out her mouth. That's all she has to offer if a nigga proper. If a nigga up to par doing whatever he has to, doing everything in his power to do to be who he is, nigga, what's she gonna do? The fuck she gonna offer you? This is why the independent woman is the laughing stock. Culture-wise, people laugh at the independent woman. We're talking about a universal thought process. We're not talking about her homegirls. We're not talking about her co-workers. We're talking about universally. An independent woman is looked at as a joke. Because it's like, okay, you still want a man. So it's like you claim independence. You claim, look, you claim independence. You run around, I'm single, right? At the end of the day, you want a man. And if you want to die alone, who cares? Stop telling people. No one cares that you want to die alone. Who cares? Stop running around talking about how mad you are at men because you want to die alone. I'm sick and tired of these, the new modern women. Let me tell you one thing. No one cares if you want to die alone. Stop walking around talking about men as well as you say men want women that want them. We don't care about bitches that want to die alone. And we're going to start. This is a very urgent message as well. I'm so happy this all came up. You fucking females out here. Let me go a little closer. You fucking females out here. We don't give a fuck about if you want to die alone. Go on and die. Hurry up. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody gives a fuck if you want to die alone. No one cares. If you don't want a man, who the fuck cares? You know why? So many other women want men. So many other women cherish men. So just the thought of you thinking that you want to die alone, go ahead, hurry up. You taking up space anyway. You know the ratio of man and woman is 1 to 15? That means anywhere I go in the world, it's 15 women waiting no matter if I want them or not. Do you know that? So as a woman, you beating on your chest, I'm independent. I don't need a man. Bye-bye. You're actually taking up space because you're sitting there, telling men, oh, I'll fuck with you, but I'll fuck with you on my own terms. You are pretty much wasting time and taking up space. Because at the end of the day, it's women out there that really want to take the men seriously, really want to deal with the men seriously. You're a limited series. The independent woman, the modern woman, you're a temporary, you're a borrowed plan. Most independent women, they get borrowed. Stop it. Listen. You could call it high class, whatever. People come up with all different kind of terms because all these, females are, got education now, or they got a little bit of money now, so they come up with all these new terms and uh, uh, names, uh, titles, and slogans, and it's like when you realize these things, you realize like you're looking for different feelings. And at the end of the day, we all going for one conclusion. You're trying to, paint the picture that you have all these different feelings. But at the end of the day, you're going for one conclusion. That's why all this feeling shit, I don't dig into it. You got all these feelings, but you want to end up to the same place I'm going. Or you want to be at the same place I'm going to be. How you think I got there? How you think the people that got there are there? But let's just take this right back real quick. I'm so happy she said this. This is golden, man.
Dick.
Golden.
Okay, how is that different than men objectifying women sexually? Damn, that's a good ass question. I don't have an answer.
We really can't provide nothing but pussy. At the end of the day.
Facts.
That's true.
Okay, so then how come when you ask a woman what she brings to the table, that's not her answer?
Because they're not being true to themselves.
Okay.
Wow. They're not being true to themselves. See, this is why the question of, what do you bring to the table is so important. She answered it right there, man. See, if more women said that, real talk, more women would get men. I'm going to keep it 100. I think if more women just straight up told a man, listen, all I bring is pussy to the table. Pussy. Straight up. Just like that. I think more men would actually deal with them. I'm going to keep it 100. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Because I feel like a man would actually know your worth at that time. And he would know what he's actually dealing with. When all the independent women start talking all confidently, oh, I'm this, I bring that to the table, I am the table. A nigga sitting there like, you're a fucking lame. I'm going to fuck you and throw you out my house. I'm going to keep it 100, bro. That's how a nigga thinking. Because the nigga thinking in his mind, oh, you just playing with me. You playing mind games. You trying to stimulate your own self and make your own self feel good about something that you really not even a part of. Or you really not even built like that, bro. You're not. You trying to make yourself a part of something you're not. The fuck are you? What kind of response? Just imagine if someone say, what did you score on your test? And you say, I am the test. Nigga, what? If someone's telling you, what do you bring to something? You have to tell me what you're actually bringing. Like, what's coming in? What am I actually getting? You can't just tell me, oh, I'm the table, or I'm that bitch. I don't have to explain. Because I done seen a few women even say, oh, well, I'm not even answering that question. I don't have to answer that question. Why not? You gonna want to know what a man brings to the table. That's a fact. That's the sad part. That's the real sad part, because real talk, all you women 9 times out of 10 do is bring pussy. You'll fuck around and play a nigga that look good, don't get paid that much, probably make about $37,000 a year. Maybe even, I'll go even lower, maybe like 32 a year. You'll play him just because you feel like you don't make enough money. Not even looking at the point that he has the potential to make more money. Not even looking at the point that he has years to grow. Like, This is a funny world out here, man. But let's check back to this message, man, because I'm so happy she broke that down and told the fucking truth. Because you bitches gotta stop lying, man. This is 2022. We're not going into 2023 like this. Stop fucking lying.
We really can't provide nothing but pussy. At the end of the day.
Don't wait.
That's
Shut
true.
up.
Okay, so then how come when you ask a woman what she brings to the table, that's not her answer?
Because they're not being true to themselves.
Woo!
Interesting. All right. So
Notice how the friend smiled at her so long and ain't say shit. Why she ain't argue her? Why she didn't argue her just now? That was fucking golden just now. You seen how that friend smiled at her with that evil smile? Oh, bitch, you telling them fucking gems. You telling them fucking... She told a fucking secret just now, nigga. Peep game.
We really can't provide nothing but pussy. At the end of the day.
Don't wait.
That's true.
okay, so then how come when you ask a woman what she brings to the table, that's not her answer?
Because they're not being true to themselves.
They lying.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Woo!
So why do women complain about being sexually objectified when you think that the JJ is pretty much all they're bringing?
That's a good question. Wow. Next question, Steven.
You don't have an answer? Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. Do you think a woman's body count matters in dating?
No.
Well, yes. Okay. When guys look at it, yes, because for a
Alright, before she even go in, I'ma say no, it doesn't matter in dating. This is why I tell you guys not to date. Because you're just dating. Bro, y'all just dealing with each other. You feel me? You feel me, talking, fucking around. That's it. Who she fucked around, I'm gonna keep it 100. Unless she like a prostitute, you shouldn't be worrying about, you feel me, like, all that other shit. Just get yours and get up out of there. I'm gonna keep it 100. If you're just dating, y'all just having fun, y'all just talking. Now, that's one thing. If you meet this woman and you feel like you could be something a little, you feel me, a little different, a little serious, a little marriage, that's a little different. But if you just dating, just talking to her, kicking it, you feel me, y'all be vibing, you feel me, y'all might smoke together, you feel me, like a little late night, like my nigga, that, yeah, y'all can do that, not a problem. But if you really dealing with her, nah, you gotta worry about the body. Because I feel like you being serious with her, you feel me, you might move her into your house, she might literally become a part of your life, you feel me, if y'all really, you feel me, getting serious. So it's like, it's totally different. And you gotta be just way more aware of certain scenarios, certain, you feel me, like, situations. You just gotta be on point. You can't, nah, you can't let that rock. But here you go.
females to have sex, we have to give them consent, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when a guy has sex with a female, he scored basically.
Okay, so it's unladylike for a woman to go sleep with several guys, you know what I mean? Because back in the day, women didn't sleep with someone, or they didn't even lose their virginity. They got married virgins,
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it's been. So that's already been like the stigma for women. So when dudes do it, it's already okay because it's been okay for so long. They had prostitution going on all the way back when Jesus was alive, you know what I mean? So that's why people still...
You look at guys like
Fair use.
Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and
Scrooge McDuck.
exact.
Jesus was alive, you know what I mean? So that's why people still make it okay today.
Yeah, it definitely matters. We like to say it doesn't, and it shouldn't, but it does.
Now, the fact that you also
Of course
like
it
women,
does.
does it matter to lesbian women the same way that it matters to men?
No.
It's
Right.
interesting. How do you explain the difference there?
I feel like a lot of times, when it comes to that, it's the idea of you being more experienced. Not saying that people are against messing with a first time person, but that's such a emotional attachment experience. If I'm the first person taking your virginity, well, if you come across somebody that's already know what they're doing, then yeah, you're kind of a little bit more comfortable with that. So I don't know why that's different with those two, but I know in the queer community, it's definitely a little different.
Well, if a woman's body count doesn't matter, why would a woman ever slut shame another woman?
Because females are haters. They be hating on each other.
Well, if...
That's false. Women know in order to be a real woman, you can't be a hoe. That's why slut shame will always happen. You can't be a hoe and call yourself a real woman. Point blank, period. You can call yourself a boss bitch, all these other different terms that they came up with, independent woman, whatever you want to call yourself, but you just can't call yourself a real, genuine woman. And that's where slut shaming comes from. Because women won't allow you in. You're not a real woman just because you can fuck niggas for money, bro, or go on OnlyFans and get niggas' attention for money. That doesn't make you a woman, or because you strip. Real talk, ain't no... Look, you're not a woman because you strip. There's no strippers that are women. Y'all niggas gotta be tuned in, man.
women don't even trust other women, then why should men trust women?
Right.
Because, like I said, we provide the vajayjay.
Okay. Well, if women provide the vajayjay and men provide the resources, how is dating not just a loose form of prostitution?
Woo!
It is. I never said it wasn't.
Okay, so then why do women get offended when you call them prostitutes?
Because they hate getting told the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Why do women hate being told the truth?
Because we are very hard-headed and we don't like to listen. I think a lot of women have a hard time admitting when they're wrong and they just want to win the argument, even though...
Two women back to back fucking telling you women have problems with admitting the truth. Two women back to back. This is the fucking proof, man. Anytime you see a pretty face and a big butt, think fucking twice. Please. That's the message of the day. Anytime you see a big butt and a smile, please think twice.
Oh, and then you go so far to the point of no return where you're just like, I just have to be right. I don't know why it's a hard thing.
Aren't men more likely to concede even if they're not wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Why do we have the expression being the bigger man?
I don't know.
So why is it often said that...
That expression comes from you taking control of a situation as a man. Understanding sometimes, a situation can get out of control. But being a man, the bigger man, you can take control. So that's where the actual, understanding of that slogan comes from.
Women are more agreeable than men.
I think we're agreeable, but in a different way.
How so?
I feel like you said with that, to please a partner, but I feel like women are people pleasers, just regular in their everyday life. I will see myself or see other women, whether it's in the workforce, whether it's when it comes to being a parent, whether it's your relationships with other women. We'll just kind of take a back seat just to be like, okay, cool, whatever, we'll go with the flow with that. But I feel like, yeah, when it comes to men with their partners, they'll concede first, but I don't know about their interactions with other men if that's the case.
Well, how can you be a people pleaser if you also need to be right?
It's a double-edged sword. People are complicated. We're walking contradictions.
Yeah. Please, man, like, share, and subscribe, man. We jumping up out of here, man.